Feeling tired? Take a breath. This story's a gentle hug for you. Join me as we follow Emily, 25, trying to end her relationship with her older boyfriend, Ryan, 36, with kindness. But nothing prepared her for his gut-wrenching reaction. Today, let's walk through a journey none of us want to face, where love, guilt, and compassion collide in the toughest decisions. Stay with me to the end. It's a raw look at what happens when breaking up is as simple as walking away. Hey, listener, you're about to dive into a story where love and heartbreak collide in ways that leave you questioning what's right. I'm Emily, 25, a graphic designer in Denver, Colorado, trying to navigate a relationship that's run its course. My boyfriend, Ryan, 36, is a high school counselor and steady, the kind of guy you'd call a catch. We've been together for a year, but our paths are diverging, and I know it's time to let go. Ending things with someone good is harder than it sounds, and Ryan's reaction to our breakup shook me to my core. Let's start where it all began to unravel. Ryan and I met through mutual friends at a board game night. He was older, grounded, with a warm smile and stories from his teaching days that made me laugh. I was drawn to his stability, a contrast to my chaotic 20s. We clicked fast hiking dates, cozy dinners, talks about books and dreams. But over time, our differences surfaced. I'm itching to travel, maybe move to a bigger city, chase my design career. Ryan's content in Denver, rooted in his job, talking about kids and a house soon. He's ready to settle. I'm not. The gap in our life goals grew, and my heart started pulling back. It wasn't one big fight or betrayal. Ryan's never been anything but kind. He remembers my coffee order, checks in when I'm stressed, even surprises me with art supplies. But kindness isn't enough when the spark fades. I stopped imagining a future with him, my feelings cooling to something closer to friendship. Every sweet gesture, his hand on mine, his love you text made me feel guiltier, like I was stringing him along. I knew I had to end it, not because he was wrong, but because I wasn't in love anymore. Staying would be unfair to us both. Breaking up with a good guy felt like being the villain. I agonized for weeks, scripting how to do it without hurting him. I didn't want to fight or blame, just honesty. I chose a quiet park near our place, a neutral spot where we could talk openly. Last Sunday, we walked to a bench under cottonwood trees, the air crisp with fall. Ryan was chatting about a student he'd helped, oblivious to my nerves. I took a breath, my hands clammy. Ryan, I need to talk about us, I said, keeping my voice soft. I care about you so much, but I don't think I can keep going in this relationship. Our lives are heading different ways, and I don't feel the same anymore. His face fell, eyes wide like I'd slapped him. What do you mean? He asked, voice cracking. I stayed calm, choosing my words. You're amazing, but I'm not ready for the future you want. I need to be honest. It's not fair to you if I stay when my heart's not in it. I braced for tears, maybe anger, but what happened next floored me. Ryan stood abruptly, his face pale, and stumbled toward the grassy field nearby. Before I could follow, he doubled over and vomited, retching violently onto the ground. I'm in pain, he gasped, clutching his chest. This hurts so bad. I froze, panic surging. Was he having a heart attack? A breakdown? I ran to him, my hands hovering, unsure if I should touch him. Ryan, are you okay? Do you need a doctor? He shook his head, sinking to his knees, tears streaming. It's not that. It's you leaving. It's like you're killing me. His words hit like a blade. I'd wanted to be gentle, to end things with respect, but this just raw, physical agony made me feel like a monster. I knelt beside him, helpless, as he sobbed, muttering, I thought we were forever. People in the park stared, and I wanted to disappear. Emily's guilt was crushing. She tried to do the right thing, to be honest without cruelty, but Ryan's reaction was a storm she hadn't prepared for. Was she wrong to end it? Had she broken a good man for no reason? Her heart screamed to take it back, to comfort him, but her gut knew the truth. She couldn't stay out of pity. The park, once a place of peace, now felt like a crime scene, and Emily was left wondering how kindness could cause such pain. Listener, Emily's breakup just took a devastating turn, and Ryan's reaction is only the start. Can she stand by her choice, or will guilt pull her back? Stay with Metha's stories about to dig into the cost of choosing yourself when love's on the line. Emily's attempt to end her relationship with Ryan in a Denver park had spiraled into chaos. At 25, a graphic designer, she tried to break up gently with Ryan, 36, a kind but mismatched high school counselor, citing their diverging life goals. His reaction: vomiting, collapsing, claiming physical pain left her reeling, guilt twisting her resolve. She'd wanted to part with respect, but Ryan's raw anguish made her feel like she'd shattered him. What came next pushed her into a nightmare, where heartbreak turned into fear, and her choice to leave became a test of boundaries she never expected to face. As Ryan knelt in the grass, sobbing, Emily stood frozen, her heart pounding. "Everyone leaves me," he choked out, his voice raw. "My mom, my ex, now you. I'm never enough." His words hit like arrows, each one laced with self-blame. "I'm not good enough for you, am I? Please, don't go. I'll change. I'll do anything." Tears streamed down his face, and Emily's resolve wavered. She cared for him, hated seeing him broken, but she knew staying out of pity wasn't love. Still, his pain was so visceral, it felt like her words had physically wounded him. Trying to soften the blow, Emily crouched beside him, keeping her voice calm. "Ryan, you're amazing, but we want different things. Maybe we can stay friends, or keep things light, or take a clean break. Whatever feels right." She hoped options would give him control, ease the hurt. But Ryan shook his head, his eyes distant. "I won't be here long, he said, barely audible. "Just promise you'll look after Rusty." Rusty was his golden retriever, his constant companion. The words chilled her. Was he talking about leaving Denver, or something darker? Before she could press, he said, unsteady, and walked away, leaving her alone in the park, strangers' stares burning into her. That night, Emily couldn't sleep. Ryan's words, "I won't be here long," looping in her mind. She checked his social media, usually active with dog pics or work updates, but he'd gone silent. No posts, no stories, no replies. Ryan was always online. 22 hours without a trace was unheard of. Panic crept in. Was he okay? Had he hurt himself? She remembered his collapse, his talk of pain. What if he was suicidal? Guilt gnawed at her. Ended things, but had she pushed him too far? She debated calling his friends, but didn't want to alarm them. By morning, still no sign. Her finger hovered over 911, wondering if a welfare check was too extreme. What if he was just grieving, needing space? What if he wasn't? Then, late the next day, her phone rang again. His voice was shaky, exhausted. "I'm okay. Just got out of the hospital." Her heart lurched. Hospital. What happened? He dodged, vague. "I wasn't in a good place. I'm fine now." He started crying, his words tumbling. "I need to see you, please. One last time. I can't do this without you." Emily's relief was alive mixed with dread. "Ryan, I care about you, but we can't go back. I meant what I said." His tone shifted, desperate, etched with something darker. "If you don't come, I'll do it. I'll really do it this time." The threat landed like a bomb. Emily's breath caught, her hands trembling. Was he manipulating her? Or was he truly at the edge? She'd read about emotional blackmail, how people use threats to control. But this felt too real, too raw. Ryan wasn't cruel, had always been gentle, supportive. But this version of him, broken and pleading, scared her. She wanted to help, to make sure he was safe, but meeting him felt like stepping back into a relationship she'd fought to leave. "I need time to think," she said, her voice firm despite her fear. "Please, get help, Ryan. Call a friend, a counselor." He hung up, leaving her in silence, her mind racing. Emily sat on her couch, torn between compassion and self-preservation. She felt responsible. Her breakup had triggered this spiral, but she wasn't his savior. His threat hung over her, a weight she couldn't shake. Should she call the police, risking escalation, reach out to his family, breaking his trust, or meet him, hoping to calm him, knowing it might blur her boundaries. The man she'd cared for was in pain, but his reaction was holding her hostage. She'd wanted to leave with love, but now she was trapped in a storm of guilt, fear, and a chilling question: how far would Ryan go? Listener, Emily's breakup has turned into a crisis, and Ryan's threat raises the stakes. Can she protect herself while ensuring his safety? Is this manipulation or genuine despair? Stay with Metha's stories about to face the hardest choice of all. Emily's world was a tangle of guilt and fear after Ryan's chilling reaction to their breakup. At 25, a graphic designer in Denver, she tried to end her year-long relationship with Ryan, 36, gently, citing their mismatched futures. His collapse in the park, vomiting, sobbing, claiming physical pain followed by a 22-hour social media disappearance and a hospital stint, left her reeling. His final call, threatening self-harm if she didn't meet him, trapped her between compassion and self-preservation. Emily wanted to help Ryan, but at what cost to herself? The answer would shape her path forward, and it wasn't what she'd expected. Sitting in her apartment, Ryan's words, "I'll really do it this time," echoed like a warning siren. Emily's heart ached for him. He'd been kind, loving, a good man whose pain felt like her fault. But his threat, whether manipulation or despair, was a line she couldn't cross. Staying involved out of pity would only deepen their wounds, keeping Ryan dependent and Emily stuck in a role she'd rejected. She saw it clearly now. She wasn't his savior. Loving him meant letting go, not holding on to ease her guilt. Emily made a hard call after Ryan's plea. "I can't meet you," she told him over the phone, her voice trembling but firm. "I care about you, Ryan, but we're done. You need help, a counselor, a friend, someone who's not me. Please, reach out to them." His sobs broke her heart, but she held steady. "I'm not abandoning you, but I can't fix this. You're stronger than you think." He hung up, leaving her in silence, tears streaming. She'd ended it, not with cruelty, but with a boundary she knew was right, even if it felt like betrayal. To ensure Ryan's safety without blurring her stance, Emily acted fast. She called a mutual friend, Sarah, who was close to Ryan and level-headed. "I'm worried about him," Emily explained, sharing his hospital stay and vague threats without details that felt too private. "Can you check on him? Maybe get him to a therapist?" Sarah agreed, promising to call Ryan's sister and connect him with crisis resources. Emily felt a weight lift. She'd done what she could without stepping back into his orbit. She blocked his number, not out of anger, but to protect her peace, knowing one more call could pull her back. The days that followed were heavy. Emily missed Ryan's laugh, his steady presence, the way he'd hum while cooking. She mourned the good times, the love they'd had before it frayed. Guilt lingered, whispering she'd broken him, but she fought it with truth. Staying would have trapped them both in a half-lived relationship. She journaled, pouring out her pain, and started therapy through a community clinic, unraveling the tangle of responsibility she'd felt. Her therapist's words stuck: "You can love someone and still let them go. Kindness doesn't mean sacrificing yourself." Emily learned a hard lesson. Love sometimes means stepping back, letting someone face their own pain so they can grow. Ryan's spiral wasn't her fault, nor her burden to fix. She hoped he'd find help, heal, stand on his own. But she couldn't carry him there. Her choice to leave, though agonizing, was for both of them to free her to live authentically, and to give him a chance to confront his demons without her as a crutch. She still felt the ache, the what-ifs, but also a quiet strength. She'd chosen herself, and that was enough. As weeks passed, Emily leaned into healing. She sketched again, took solo hikes, reconnected with friends she'd neglected. Denver's mountains felt like a promise of new beginnings. She didn't hate Ryan, she wished him well, from a distance. But her heart was hers now, and she'd guard it fiercely, seeking a love that didn't demand her to be less than whole. So, listener, thanks for walking this with me. Emily's story is just about a breakup. It's about the courage to choose yourself when love turns into obligation. Would you have stayed to help Ryan, or drawn the line like Emily? When's the time you had to let go for your own sake? Share below. I'm here for it. And if you're in a situation like this, remember, Kindness doesn't mean giving up your own light. Stay strong and keep listening. Life's full of choices that shape who we become.